So here's Joy Behar talking about the Pope. All the girls from The View are yapping about it, but Joy adds in her nonsense too. Here they are talking about the Pope.
I was watching a 60 Minutes piece that he was interviewed on, and he said, we have to get over our hearts to feel again. We cannot remain indifferent in the face of such human dramas. The globalization of indifference is a very ugly disease that this country is suffering from. That's the kind of Pope that he was, and that's the kind of Pope that I hope will replace this Pope after the conclave.
I wonder, though, because there might be a backlash against how good he was and how much humility he had compared to some of the leaders in this world right now. So there might be a backlash to it, and they'll get some conservative guy in there who, you know, is anti-gay and everything else.
Conservative guy? Isn't that the Pope? I mean, isn't the Catholic religion, Catholicism, conservative? I would say that Catholicism, I would say many religions that have rules that must be adhered to are conservative. Does she worry about Islam or Judaism? Does she worry about that and how conservative their leadership is? Their rules. Once again, you know, Christianity is just up for to shit on with these holes. Oh, they're supposed to change. Let's get a pope that doesn't hate gays. You check out Islam? They're not too good with the gays. But will Joy Behar ever say anything negative about Islam? No, never. Most religions aren't very welcoming of gays and homosexuality. And that is because their traditional values and how they feel about human morality is just against that. There's, you know, especially a thing like Catholicism, husband, wife, kids, sex is for reproductive purposes. And, you know, you could bend the rules a little and go, we had some sex there and husband and wife, and we weren't trying to get pregnant. So I guess that was, but I don't even think that's a sin. And then you go to confession and you go, but you know, I had a dick being jammed in my ass. You tell your priest that? Hi, I'm here to confess a big dick in my ass. It's just too far out of the realm of, you know, and not accepting people's way of life in your religion doesn't mean you automatically go, all right, well, we kill them, I guess. I guess it's time to kill them. No. People deserve to live in peace and harmony and not be scared of the, and most religions, most civilized Western religions understand that. And it's not this vendetta against people that don't agree with your religion. We're not in the Crusades or any kind of a Islamic purge of Christians, and although they're still doing that, by the way. Catholics aren't doing that. The Pope isn't making Catholics murder or people that aren't Catholic. Muslims are Christians as we speak. Where's killing homosexuals, killing Christians, people that don't believe in the same thing? That's happening. But, you know, the Pope might get a backlash against the Pope because world leaders, what world leaders are keeping the Pope in check? And don't you think these same world leaders would have some say over Islam, murdering gays? They don't just disagree. They don't just get up and have a sermon about the evils of sexuality, they kill the motherfuckers joy. So, the idea of a liberal pope is, first of all, it's retarded. It's a religion shouldn't change with, any way the wind blows that year or decade. There are a certain set of standards and rules to be abided by. That's the whole gig with religion, is that there are rules, and to honor your Lord, God, whatever that might be, you adhere to those rules. You don't get some human that because more gays are on TV that you got to be more accepting. No, the rules are the rules. They should be adhered to. You don't have to like it. You could leave. You'll be condemned to burn in hell for all eternity. See, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, don't expect the religion and the Pope to be more liberal and not as conservative. They're conservative because that's what the religion is. Conservative. Yeah, it's not accepting of the lifestyle. Sorry. It's not accepting of a lot of other things that people want it to be accepting of. Sorry, it isn't. That's what it is. That's just what the religion is. Doubles down on Pope Francis has reportedly once again used the Italian word for fanoc? Is fanoc. When addressing a private meeting, a move likely to cause headaches for the Vatican press office and a long case of whiplash for Catholic advocates. What? Who have long considered the pontiff an advocate. The Italian news service, Mamma Mia, the Mamma Mia Tribune, reported that on Tuesday during a meeting with the priests in the Pontifical Salesian University in Rome, Francis said in Vaticano Cesarea de Frosiergine, I guess that's the word, meaning in the Vatican there is an air of well, maybe he's right. Maybe there are a bunch of going on there in the Vatican. I don't know. But that's their pope. Like, that's the liberal pope, by the way. That's the inclusive liberal pope as far as Joy is concerned. She'd just like to see it continue to get more and more liberal until the religion looks nothing like it was supposed to. And it looked in the past. That's what everyone wants to do these days. Everyone wants to twist and pervert every institution. Every tradition has to all of a sudden be twisted and inclusive of things that are directly contradictory to what it is, so that it's no longer that anymore. That's their job. So fuck everything up. Well, fuck you. Fuck you. Get a fire and brimstone pope in there. They ain't going to put up with any at the Vatican. I'll tell you that much. But, all right, Joy. All right, Joy Behar. Enjoy, Joy.